Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm out of breath. I just ran up my stairs and back down to go get coffee. Gotta catch my breath. Good morning. I know my Jackie will be on here shortly. Hi. I was reading all of the comments before I went on. So who watched or listened to the argument yesterday about Roe v. Wade? I was kind of wanting to see what your opinions are. Good morning. All right, Deborah. So how do you guys like that little trailer that I put? I've never done that before. It was an option on YouTube to put a trailer. Yeah. I'm seeing a lot of people did listen to it. A little trailer before I go live. I'm like, well, that's kind of cool. The things I learn. Well, yeah, it got so frustrating for me. I mean, they do not care. The ones that are going to side with Mississippi, you can hear them. Coney Barrett, Kavanaugh, I just want to punch, entertainment purposes only. But I got really frustrated listening to all of that. They do not care if it's been working for 50 years, if the people of this country want it. It's like what they want is way more important than what the country has been dealing and doing. It was frustrating. So what I'm going to do is read on it. It doesn't mean that that's what's going to happen, because I think, and somebody correct me, we're not going to know their decision until June. Is that correct? It's like this is going to sit on them for like 6 months? Isn't that bizarre? Or is that something that I misunderstood? Hi, Ron. Hi, honey. Hi, Linda Sandoval. Yeah, isn't it? Yes, June is my understanding as well. So they're going to sit on it for 6 months before they make this decision. It was unbelievable. I mean, the woman that they had representing, forgive me, I cannot think of the names of these people anymore. But the woman that was for keeping everything exactly the way it is right now, she was very well spoken, very educated. She managed all of the questions, and Kavanaugh really tried to trick her up with history, and she was spot on. She didn't allow him to trick, and she had to repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat to that man over and over again. What he wanted her to say was, oh yeah, you guys can change it no matter what. That's what he wanted her to say. And she's like, no, this has been working for 50 years. The viability by science has been proven viability. All of that didn't matter. The other is a prosecutor. Was it the prosecutor? Okay. Because it was just confusing me. The one that was he tried to bring up, the pain of a baby, this, that, and the other. And each one of them said, there's no proof of that. Whether it exists or not, there's no proof of that. But let me be clear on my stand. Okay, so as a woman, if I got pregnant, I would not go have an abortion. Okay? But I am not against other women making that decision for themselves. I made a decision to go full term with my child and be a mother and keep this child, right? I am not opposed to another woman not doing that. That's her decision, her life, her predicament. So I always want that option up there for women to have that right to do that. What they're trying to do in each state, like let each state decide. So in that state, they have decided that women don't have the right to make those type of decisions for their health, for their life, for their finances. So, lordy. So I'm just saying what my stint is on that. Just because, you know, that's a lot of people's thing is just because you are for their right to make that decision for themselves, that, you know, that I would personally get one. Well, that doesn't mean that I'm against somebody else getting one. No. But I am also for, preventive maintenance. You know, it's funny how they don't want you to get an abortion, but they're not going to also pay for any preventive maintenance. Hi, Jocelyn. Say no more. Thank you. They're not going to do anything for preventive maintenance either, right? Here in Colorado, we have the abortion for that, but we also have put forth preventive maintenance, which has lowered abortions immensely. You know, the clinics that you can get free birth control or contraceptives or whatever it is for women, sex education for the ones who do not get any of that at home. And, you know, so we've done preventive maintenance, which also helped with all of that. I know I'm preaching to the choir, but it was just so frustrating listening to that yesterday. So I want to read on that. I know I'm missing a lot of comments in here, but yeah, yes, Eye of the Storm Tarot, 7, yes, so many years ago, and here it is again. Well, they've been very, very angry for 50 years. They've been very angry that this Roe v. Wade went. This is what anger does. It goes all the way to the end, 50 years later, they're going to finally change that back. You know, I think if religion is helping somebody, I'm all for it. Please, you know, if it's helping you and all that. For my own personal opinions now, I don't want religion to be making no decisions in my country and in my government. Keep it out. I don't want your opinions in there. And this truly is, I think truly is a decision you make on your own, in your own heart, in your own life, in your own decisions. So, religions put so many restrictions on human beings. It's shocking that they can't behave themselves while they're there. Okay, that was a little snarky. All right, let's see what's going to happen with. And I'm going to read closer to the decision, like when we get closer to June, but I want to see what they left with. I want to see what their opinions and what they believe and what they think and what they think they can get done with what they heard yesterday. You know, anybody that is going to church and has a religion, I'm not against you having that religion and all that, because that's the freedom, right? That's the freedom that we have for this thing. I just don't want it to cross lines. And I do think that if a religion wants to have a political view, then they need to start paying taxes. Bottom line. Oh, thank you. So there's that too. All right, here we go. Let me see what they came away with. And it could change. You know, they can revisit, they can change. Lots of things could change their opinions. They could, you never know. Hi, Foggy Ozarks. Hi, Clarence Fields. It's been a while since I've seen you. You may have been in there. I just haven't. Sometimes the chat goes by so fast that I just can't keep up sometimes. Sometimes a reader will be in there for a while before I notice that they're there. I'm like, my goodness. Thank you, Jocelyn. Oh yeah, hit the thumbs up. I like watching the I can see it live as it hits, as everybody hits it. I think that's fun to watch. The small things that entertain me, I suppose. Okay. Let's see what's going on with this and see where they went with it. I'm not sure. There's the holding on and stingy, holding on to what is already there. Good card, bad card. I don't know. But we also have the contentment. So there is an element of let's not change things. Let's not put our country into turmoil. But we also have the star and releasing the baggage or moving on, accepting lessons and travel. So these cards right here, right now, kind of indicate that they may have left there going, we don't want to upset the apple cart. But we also have the daydreaming, the illusion that what they want is going to work. I'm tapping into the justices, okay? Hi, Jackie. I'm tapping into the justices. And this one right here is juggling life and money. Isn't that sad that it brings it down to them juggling our life and their money? Yeah, I have still a little bit of an allergy left. It's so the energy right now is their decision whether they want to upset this country or not. With no, and they proved it over and over again. There is no new evidence out there to make them switch. None. The only reason why they would do it is because of their own belief system and their own decision. What they want, but let me see. What they want is each state to decide. And the worst part about that, if they want each state to decide, that would mean that each state also gets to decide the viability line. If they give them that much, because that's what Texas did. They moved that viability line back to whatever they moved it back to. I agree. I think they all, especially if they're going to have any type of political view or contribution or anything, they need to pay taxes. Churches. We're talking about churches. I'm reading comments. All right. I'm reading on to see what would it's kind of hard to read on a hypothetical. I was like, what would it be like if each state was able to decide what they want, if they could even get that done? I can't get into the energies. It's very hard for me to read on a hypothetical. In fact, it's almost near impossible unless that is there. I don't even know how that would look. So, but yeah, if anybody gets a chance to go back and listen to it, I always suggest that you go listen to it just for education purposes only, and see how it's going to go. I agree, Karen. There's so much to this. Well, here's the thing. If they're going to let states come up with their own restrictions or whatever about abortion, they can't remove abortion. That's been codified. That is never going away. The abortion is legit. It's not going to go away. Okay, so each state has to at least offer that. But here's the thing: if they leave abortion rules and regulations up to each state, then we're going for guns. That means each state gets to come up with their own decisions on gun and control. They may not like that. They may not like that at all. So they're opening up a big old huge can of worms is what they think, that they think that they're going to do something good. Well, we have a few things to say about it. We have a few things that we want to monitor in our own states as well. Hey, Pamela. I know, I just felt the whole But it's true. They're opening up a can of worms when they do this that they may not like. Oh, yeah. And I'll be the first one up there. If they can ban abortion in your state or get it down to nothing, then we can do something about the gun control in ours. And any other state that keeps on thinking it's okay to hand guns over to children so that they can go kill other children. I'm so angry about that. Another massive shooting. But you don't hear them. You don't hear them saying anything. Nobody's coming up to defend those children that got shot. None of them. None of them. I don't know. Not really. Each state makes their own gun laws. Not really. Because each state has a wiggle room about laws about the guns. Like Texas can open, you can carry, you don't have to have a permit and all that. They open that up. But each state cannot restrict a certain gun. See, we can, if they open that up, we can start restricting a certain type of gun. We can restrict, we can start really hammering down what really goes on in our state and gun control. So if they really want to go open up this abortion issue, that means we get to open up a whole bunch of stuff too. And I think that's one of the reasons why I just saw the justices. Do we really want to put this? Do we really want to open this up? So, anyhow, so am I. I really am. I think honest gun owners that respect life, I'm okay with that. I'm not asking to remove guns or take guns from you. I am just saying, let's keep the guns out of the crazy hands, the crazy people, the ones the murderers. So keep the guns out of their hands. Oh gosh. Opened up a conversation about that, huh? Yeah, I'm going to see if this decision will make him, if they go against it, I do want to see if that makes the decision, if he's going to add more justices. Let's look at that. He has 6 months to do so. Maybe in January, he's going to start that process to add more justices to the court. Let's see. Anger is not the answer. I agree. Anger is not the answer. Channel that into action. We can do something about it. Huh. Wow. This is a little bit of a shocker of asking if so I got the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords right off the bat is that pain and that suffering. He sees it. They see it. They see the pain and suffering of the justice. They see the pain and the suffering of the justice. So moving forward, victory, moving forward in that idea to add justices, I think we might have a good viable possibility that Biden and his administration is going to add justices because they see the pain and the mistreatment and what's going on. So they are throwing around that idea of adding justices to the court, which is good. He does need to act now. We're getting there. We are really getting there. I always tell people, I say, not everything happens in a media minute. In a media minute, we have breaking news and we can see it. But, in real life, it takes time to percolate. It takes time for the process to get things done. So, yeah. And I do want to read on, what? I really want to kind of read on churches. I have seen so many on social media, the negative reactions to now organized religions. I'm kind of wondering, has anybody ever watched Star Trek: The Next Generation? And occasionally in Star Trek: The Next Generation, they talk about organized religion as something that they used to do back in the 20th century. And they come up with that was just they act as if that just kind of went out of, it was like something that our unevolved species did back in the 20th century. I used to find that interesting, how they used to portray organized religion in Star Trek: The Next Generation, and how that would have worked in that. And it was gone. It was eliminated. So let's see what's organized religion. I would love to remove a few. Kavanaugh needs to go, but apparently not yet. Not yet. I want to see what organized religion, what is it looking like? Right? I think so too. That Star Trek: The Next Generation is a perfect model for human rights. I mean, they really do portray something that we should be doing. Yeah. I know it's just a show, but it really had some good human rights and emotional maturity, and it just really had a lot. All right, organized religion. Let's see where it's going from here. This is true. I'm a Trekkie. I love Star Trek. Oh. Huh. Well, the first thing was contentment and then the end. I think there's a transformation coming with organized religion. I also got the Nine of Pentacles, which is hard work and mystical. They kind of come around to where, how can I put this delicately? What the cards are really saying is the organized religion has been content for quite some time, but it's time for us to move on past the slow progress of it. But it's also saying the myths and the mystical part about the Bible, it has hurt us more than it has given us any comfort. This is a very delicate situation because I don't want to offend anybody that reads the Bible and believes in the Bible and loves organized religion and all that. This is not about that at all. But if we had to be honest as a society, if we really had to answer these questions, what has religion really have done for us? It has made us argue. It has made us beat somebody over the head with a belief system that somebody else doesn't believe in. It has done a lot of things to our society. I find it interesting that my tarot cards are even alluding to the transformation of this concept. I think that we have gotten all that we could have gotten out of organized religion, and it's time to move on. We have squeezed every drop of whatever it was supposed to give us a long time ago. And we, I think, as a society, need to emotionally mature into a position where we have a base of spirit because we know that there's an energy out there, but that energy is always for us, never against us. There's no punishment in doing this, that, and the other. It is only a reaction to your behavior, right? It is consequences. That doesn't mean there's an entity out there slapping you just because you did something wrong. It is a consequence of your actions. If I spew hate on my channel, what do you think is going to come in? It's tons of hate. But if I spew love and kindness and all of that, then what comes back in was love and kindness, right? Is a consequence of my actions. So I just think that as a society, especially us in this realm, have to kind of rethink and ask our own personal questions that touch us. What has religion, at this point in our society, what has it really given us? And I'm afraid that at this point, it's just giving us more argument, more reason to hate somebody else over a religion. Ugh. Yeah. Yeah. But we have to be kind to those who still believe in that religion because, you see, it was okay back in my 20s to not understand how to budget, right? But in my 50s, I understand how to budget. And I'm not going back to my 20s, where I wasn't budgeting my money very well. You see what I'm trying to say? I just think that we have a newer, better way of living. Is everybody okay? Did I just lose like 100 people? I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Anyways. All right, so let's move on. Let's move on to something else. Thank you, Hope S. Thank you. Thank you, Marie Hansen. Thank you. We just have to understand and have compassion for the transition. That's all I'm asking for, from the transition from organized religion to what we're experiencing today, and coming up with something else. That's all. That's all. All right. What other questions do we have? Anybody? Anyone? Bueller? Ooh, Letitia James. She has been... What? What has happened to Letitia James? Has she been paid off? No. Why would she be paid off? Like I said, not everything happens in a media minute. She's back there working. Here's something I want to read on. I haven't read on 45 in a long time. Let's see how his progress and see how his court... I don't want to read on him himself, because he truly believes he's a god. He's out of the, I don't want to read on him. I want to read all the entities coming at him. See how that's going. See where we're coming with any of the lawsuits, jail time, arrests. It's almost like telling a child that you're going to go on a vacation, but it's not going to happen for a year from now. That's what it feels like when somebody keeps on saying it on the media, like, Trump is in trouble. We find that he's going to be arrested. We're like that child, like, when? When is it going to happen? We're waiting. You want to see... You think we were dancing in the streets when Biden won? Wait till Trump gets arrested. You're going to see all of us dancing in the streets again. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Nancy Jean. Tarot Love Community. Greeter TK's in here. Hi, everyone. All right, let's see what all the entities are hitting Trump right now. Let's see. Well, I tell you what. The mystery and the secret hidden. See, right now they're in discovery. They're in discovery. See if you can see these cards and the words at the bottom. They're in discovery. I have felt this for quite some time. And it was a mysterious little feeling that I was feeling, but I think I understand it a little bit more. Is that and beings that I have a little bit of experience in law enforcement. Um, when you are going after a big fish, you better make sure you have all of your ducks in a row before you hit. And because it's going to be because you can't hit softly and then lose. You need to hit hard, fast, and you need to have a concrete case. Okay. So every time I think about this, it's almost like they're going to box him in where he has no wiggle room. He has no way to prolong it. He's not going to be able to make the courts last forever and ever and ever and ever like he's always done. This is the feeling that I've had for quite some time. And that may take a year, year and a half, all right? It takes time. So they have this, the mysterious. They are unlocking all of the hidden dreams, the unknown. So they're unlocking that. And the opportunity to remove the fantasy, the misinformation. Solid information is what they need. And the January 6th commission is the perfect avenue. The Republicans, McCarthy, and the other demons that are all over there just talking against it. Thank you, Marie Hansen. Not one hair of wiggle room. This is true. This is true. They can't have that. So what they're doing is they like, well, if it was a legit a subpoena and the January 6th commission is like, it's legit, honey. You're the one that's not legit. You can say that it's not legit all you want, but we're going to use our power and we're going to enforce it. And so McCarthy's like, if it was legit, he has nothing. And this is the fantasy that they have to work through. The lie, the cheating, the disgustingness of the misinformation. So they're in the midst of that. So they have to get that done. And so we also have recognition. Now the Six of Cups is recognition. They have really got to play their hand well. They have to surface this information and make it legit. So this is their obstacle and what they're presented against, because we have all the liars up front. They're lying. But they are going to present this like, you can't get around this. You can't lie your way out of it this time. So they have a big obligation about the information that they're going to present for him. We also have breakthrough, victory, and truth. Breakthrough, victory, and truth. This is on their side. Truth is on their side. Truth will always be on their side of what needs to be done and what needs to be taken care of. So this is all great reading for him. They have to fight against the powers to be that have money, right? Giving and receiving and generosity. So they really have to fight against the big money aspect of it. And they know that. The loss that we have endured as a country, the loss that we have endured as a country because of all of this. The loss of the people who believe. Can you imagine? Somebody told you a lie and you fell for it, and now you got to double down so that you don't lose faith, or you lose face because your ego will not allow you to come up and out of that. Patience. I agree with you, Donna. Thank you. Sorry about the coughing, but I mute it so I don't cough in your ear. We do need patience. It's unfortunate, but this is true. Once all that foundation of that bedrock of what they have, they're going to move fast, people. So they are really literally boxing this man in. And I tell you what, like I've always said, I am not on board with what Liz Cheney believes politically. But I am on board with that woman and her professionalism and how she speaks, and the fact that she did not fall for the lie that her Republican colleagues have done. Like I said, I don't believe in what she believes in politically, but I support her because she's doing this. She's knowing what to do. And the thing about that is having an insider from the Republican Party move herself away from the delusion and the lie and place herself in a position of power and respect. I think she deserves my respect, to be honest with you. I keep on watching her. I do. I just got some lemon ginger tea and I've been drinking all day yesterday and I felt good today. I've been really doing that. So I'm just saying that Liz Cheney represents the old or the Republican Party that we deserve in this country. Her and what's his name? Somebody else remember the name. What is his name? I can't think of his name. The guy that's also with her. I can't think of his name. Somebody come up with his name. La 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 la. I know you're not who the other Republican that is on the committee. Kinzinger. Yeah. Kinzinger. Both of them. Isn't that a shame? Out of all the Republican Party, especially in the House, there's only 2 Republicans that represent the Republican Party that we deserve as a country. Please come back to that, right? I've never been so upset. I don't care if you're a Republican, but I do care that you are a Trump Republican. There's a huge, massive rift and difference. And they're coming after them. And dark chocolate for the cough? Oh, Melissa, I can get on board with that. Dark chocolate. So there's my little rant about that. But I really am, thank you, Jackie. I really am impressed with how Liz Cheney and Kinzinger are handling themselves in this. I miss those Republicans. You know what I mean? I miss them. Okay. I know. I want to read on Marjorie Taylor Greene and how she's going to fare going after her own colleagues. Well, see, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and I've read on this before, she really wants her own party. She is on board with Trump and starting her own party. So how does she slowly move away from the Republican Party so she can start her own little chaotic Demonville? She has to slowly go against them. So what she does is she gets her base, and then she moves her base away from them, and she moves her base back away from them, and pretty soon she's standing over here with a whole bunch of crazies believing in what she says, and then she can start her own party. And of course, with Trump. Now, I guarantee you that the little Marjorie Taylor Greene is only using Trump to do this. If she ever was able to break away and bring her own, Trump would be out. She would have nothing to do with him. I guarantee it. Nobody's Liz L. I understand. Nobody is allowing her to do this. She's just trying to manipulate to do it. But I agree. Marjorie Taylor Greene should be in a nut house. But then again, if you put her in the nut house, she'd have all the crazies on her side, and they would start a revolt. But I want to see how she's doing. Yeah, I want to read on Stacey Abrams. So remind me, after I do Marjorie Taylor Greene, then I want to read on Stacey Abrams winning the government. I feel good every time I see Stacey Abrams. I feel really good. It's a positive feeling. So, yeah. Let's see. I agree. Marjorie Taylor Greene needs an exorcist. Stacey Abrams. Did I say their name wrong? Okay, here we go. Let's see how she's faring with coming after her own. Oh, they're going to time her out. Huh. So her new ideas and how she's running things, they are getting bored and over it. The Republican Party, they're getting bored and they're over all of her information, her like new ideas and her craziness. And moderation. Now this is interesting because I never believed them wanting to get into moderation, but they really behind the scenes are trying to have a little bit of moderation with her. Gossip is rampant in the Republican Party. Mischievous, the misinformation, all of it. Oh gosh. I was doing really well with the allergy thing until I start talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene, and then I'm really allergic. So, the arguments in the Republican Party are ramping up because of her. The High Priestess, they know something about her. They know a secret about her that they've been waiting to use as a weapon. Isn't that interesting? But they're waiting to use that as a weapon against her. Financial loss and worry. Something about her money. Well, and they're going to bring it to light if she keeps up her problems. She keeps it up, they're going to publicly say it. The Republican Party has really had enough about her. That's really good information, people. That even she has passed the threshold of their tolerance. Ha ha. I also want to see if the Republican Party is trying to break away from Trump as well. Like they're trying to move themselves away. They haven't been really touting Trump this and Trump that for at least a month now. Have you noticed that? That commentary is kind of silenced a little. Yeah. If anything, join me on my channel. Sheila will speak the truth and always on the verge of Okay, let's see what they are, if the Republican Party is trying to remove themselves from Yeah. So as the oh my God. Okay, let me put the other ones here. The world has watched, and the burden and the responsibility. The world has watched what Trump has done to the Republican Party. That's a given. That makes sense to us. Like nobody, what Trump has damaged to the Republican Party, everybody has seen. So they have that financial hardship. They're really not getting as much money as they used to. The contributions are down, and they're worried about that. Of course they are. They're really worried about that. So as a team and a collaboration, they need to come on board with removing Trump. They just haven't really figured out how to get the knife out and cut it, or scissors out and cut the string. But they really are trying to kind of move away from Trump looking because of the heartbreak and the end of their party. So they know if they don't, this is the end. This is the what is going to be produced, and this is what the end is going to look like: heartbreak and the end of their party. So they are really aware. I agree. It's too late, Marnie Bears. I am 100% on that. And the last card is they are suffering, which they deserve every bit of it. I am a sympathy type of person, but I have no sympathy for the Republican Party anymore. None. They have done this to themselves. But they have a lot of suffering going on in the party right now. Yeah, I agree. What deck is this? This is called Tarot-Beauty. And I got it off of Etsy. I really don't know who the author is, but it's called, if you go to Etsy and punch in Tarot-Beauty, yeah, the Colorado news. You're right, honey, Paisley. Colorado is really starting to come against Boebert a lot, which I'm glad to see. Finally, that they're starting to talk against her locally. I agree, Foggy Ozart. I also replaced my sympathy for contempt. Yep. I agree. And here was the thing, prior to finding all of the YouTubers and all of the readers online, online, I was thinking that I was kind of like all by myself, right? I was like, oh my gosh, am I the only one that thinks of this, this foresees the future with this Republican Party and Trump and all that? And then I got online and I watched all the political readers were against the Republicans and Trump. And I took a deep breath. I'm like, oh, good. I'm on the right side of this, right? I'm on the right side of this situation. So feel comfortable that we are definitely on the right side of the situation. We've been on the right side of this situation. Just know that if you're listening to me or listening to any of the readers, your emotional intelligence is already higher than most. You understand, you completely get what our future could look like if we don't fight. So give yourself that. Denver did do a front page apology. Oh, really? I have to go look that up. Yeah, finally, our state is finally going against Boebert. Like, we've had enough. It's over. It is over. And the redistricting, they redistrict again. So that was the bad part about it, is they redistrict, and they had it over here with Boulder. But now, because there's so much fight and all of that, they redistrict. The final is that they redistrict her, but they also placed Pueblo and Alamosa and all of them, which is our very, very beautiful, diverse Mexican, I guess, community. I guess I can call it that. Diverse Mexican community that she has now to vote. So we're still looking good at getting her out, because before she didn't have any diversity in her district. Now she has plenty of diversity in her district. So we're still looking really good at exercising our demon here in Colorado and getting some fumigating so that we can get our parasite off of our back. Are those too harsher words for Volbert? Am I getting too harsh? Oh, I just get so angry at that woman, especially because she's in my backyard, right? Correct. Andrea Galvin, that's absolutely correct. I'm so glad. Oh, Stacey Abrams. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Jackie. All right, so let's go into Stacey Abrams. Let's get some good news going on before we shut down shop here. Thank you, Lynn Holiday. Thank you. I'm glad that when you come to my channel that you feel safe. I'm glad that when you come to my channel that you know that I truly, truly believe in my craft and what I'm doing. I'm glad that when you come to my channel, you see that what I want you to know is kindness and love and acceptance. So I'm glad that that's the feedback that I get the most. I know when I do personal readings, I feel like I know you. And I'm glad. And I'm glad for that. I'm very thankful for that. We are all emotionally exhausted, but you know what? Let's turn that into voting. Let's turn that into fighting for our rights. Let's turn that into, all the good stuff that we need to get busy and get done. So, all right, let's go to Stacey. Stacey Abrams. Ooh, I still feel wonderful about her. Thank you, Marby. Oh, I'm gonna stop sniffling. Stop sniffling. Stacey Abrams. Stacey Abrams. Welcome, Leah. There's a lot of stuff over there to watch. Okay, Stacey Abrams. She has a long haul. New emotions, but she's going to come against some stuff. It's going to be a battle right now. That's interesting. So Stacey Abrams is going to bring. Don't get freaked out about this, but because it's a good one. Transition, end of what the party has been doing in Georgia. She's the transformation. She is going to bring an end to the pain and the suffering of Georgia. That was my first call. The renewal. Okay? Because here's the card that buddies up with her. The love, the renewal. Okay? She's going to bring something way better. She is also going to manifest a message. She also has like Cupid's arrow. She's going to touch the heart of the people. She's going to touch the mind of the people. She really is somebody that they really want to work with. We also have the the high priestess, bringing across all of the hidden stuff that has been happening in Georgia. She is the one that has brought forth that. So we really have great experiences, and this is the recognition from the public. She's going to be highly recognized, highly voted for, and she has some really, really good cards on that. But she is there to bring forth the end of suffering. So she has that in her. And the cards showed up where she has that transformation, and she's going to be, how can I put this with this woman? She is highly intelligent. She knows how to work the system. She knows what she needs to do. She knows how to talk to the people, and she will not be deterred. She will not be knocked off of her feet. She won't. She is stable. So them versus us. I get what you're saying, Andrea. I really do. Them versus us is not a very good thing. We have to include everybody and be this encompassing love and this, that, and the other. However, here's what the truth is. The truth is those who cannot and will not move towards a new world are going to be left behind. And in our English language, it is called them and us. And that's the truth. So I understand what you're saying. I really do. I am not producing separateness. I am producing information to us to keep on going. Because what we want to do is stay down there and help save them. And we can't do that anymore. They have chosen what they want to do. And we have to move forward. So it becomes them and us, unfortunately. But I understand what you're trying to say. Yeah, moving on is okay. Moving on is okay. We cannot stay back there with them, for sure. Okay, what was another one? One more. I guess Don Jr. is really going off the deep end with his drug addiction and showing up on public platforms stoned out of his head. So, healthy boundaries. If I can come up with, if this English language would come up with another word, then I would definitely say it, but there isn't really one. Okay. I respect your opinion, Andrea. I do. I do. I 100% respect your opinion on that. Okay. Okay, let's see what's going on with Don Jr. Self-imposed. So he's self-imposed. He's getting stronger in his addiction. He's getting stronger in his addictions. He's really diving deep into it. Wonder why. Defeat and loss in competition. Defeat and loss. So Mr. Don Jr. has never been told no. You know, Mr. Don Jr. has never been punished for his actions. Mr. Don Jr. has never been publicly punished for his actions, and he's feeling the heat, and he's feeling the downgrade, and he's feeling the loss. And that puts him into his addiction even more. So I've always said, watch the action and the ongoing pain and suffering that he is suffering at this point in time. And it's not because he has a happy home, that is for sure. See the happy home? The grief and loss of the happy home. The grief and loss of the happy home. The family. The grief and loss of it. Nobody wants to revel in somebody else's pain. However, this is self-induced. And what can you do? What can you do? Which happy home? His happy home with his family, his dad, his wife, his happy home. His happy home is his ex-wife? Well, no, I mean his girlfriend. His father, his girlfriend, his sister, all of it. That happy home is dissolving. It's going away. There is no unity anymore. So, all right, everyone. It's been over an hour. I appreciate this. I know this is a controversial stuff. I hope you take what I say with a grain of salt. And remember that these opinions are of mine. And if you agree with them, cool. If you don't, I'm okay with that as well. I am not here to change anybody's mind, but I am here to enlighten, produce the information that is coming out, and hopefully give some comfort. That we really are on the path of recovery, even though it doesn't look like it. But we really are. I said this even before. The path of healing has already started, and nothing is going to change that. It's already on the trajectory of that. Thank you, Jackie. So you guys have a wonderful day, and I probably won't see you guys until Monday. I'll come back on Monday. So, bye, y'all.